Well, we're going to do a shorter flow this morning and a bit more of a grounding slow flow, just to really center and ground and start the week. And, you know, as you said, you've been super busy. Everything's a bit crazy. I know Rachel and I have also had very busy summer and few weeks. So I think it's a good time for us to meet here and just find a little quiet space. So let's come to a nice comfortable.
I'm gonna mute myself so that I don't disrupt.
Oh yes, the muting, I forgot about.
You never know.
You never know if there's a noise or a dog walks in or something drops. Let's just find a nice comfortable seat. Settling in, crossing your legs in your full or half lotus, lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck, allowing the shoulders to drop down, maybe rolling them back a couple of times, and just finding this activated seat. So it's relaxed in that you are actively asking your body and your muscle to relax in the space, but we're not slumped over or hunched over. We are activating the spine, activating the neck, asking the shoulders to drop down, either with a thought or by rolling them back, really kind of tilting the pelvis forward a little bit to bring some lengthening and straightening into the spine, allowing the hips to drop down and open up a little bit in the crossed position, opening up the chest, pushing the chest forward just slightly, gently closing the eyes, bringing the gaze to the inside the forehead, the third eye, and starting to take some nice deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Remembering to fill up the belly as we breathe in, really filling up the belly, expanding through the abdominal muscles. Inhaling and exhaling. Keeping the spine lengthened, keeping it elongated and activated. Really, if we feel our pelvis rounding out, bringing it forward again, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders dropping, breathing in and breathing out. Finding your still place here. Slowing down the thoughts, the mind whirling around. Slowing down the breath a little bit. Just allowing the hands to gently rest on the knee, either pressing down into the thighs or the knees, or open palm, turning them over for receiving. Being open to receive the energy that we need for the day. Maybe it's that driving, forward moving energy to get through the tasks at hand, or it's just that centered, grounded energy to get through the practice. We made it here to the mat, we made it onto Zoom. And keeping those nice deep breaths going. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Then starting to seal the mouth, closing the mouth. We're going to breathe in through the nose for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. A few rounds of box breathing. Here we go. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and inhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and inhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Last time, inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Now just breathe normally. Bring your hands to a prayer in front of the heart center. Together we'll chant one Om, breathing in deeply here. And on the exhale, Om. Lovely. Shake out the hands, drop the chin to the chest, keep that spine nice and tall, holding onto the outside of the knees. Start to round out the back. So you're holding your knees, rounding out the back, dropping the chin down towards the chest, really feeling a lovely stretch through the back of the neck, the back of the shoulders, rounding out through the back, and then puffing the chest forward, coming forward, opening up the throat, head drops back, feeling the stretch all the way down through the front of the throat, and then coming back again, rounding out, holding onto the, gripping onto the knees, rounding out, and then coming forward again. And this time moving with the breath, so coming back, inhaling, coming forward, exhale, coming back, and inhale, coming forward. Couple more times, exhale, coming back, warming up the spine, and inhale, coming forward. One more time, exhale, coming back, and inhale, coming forward. This time bringing the left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand behind you, a nice gentle spinal twist, looking over the right shoulder, and coming around to the other side. Just moving the spine in every direction that we can, this time moving with breath again. So left hand to right knee as we breathe in, and exhale, right hand to left knee as we breathe out. So just gently moving from side to side, pivoting from side to side, giving yourself a little stretch as you come to the side. Very nice. Then coming back to center, bringing the right hand just outside of the right hip, reaching the left arm up and over, gazing at the elbow crease or the palm of the hand, reaching all the way out through the fingertips, feeling a lovely stretch on the outside of the shoulder, and then switching sides. Coming over to the other side, looking up, keeping the gaze up, not collapsing forward, really stretching through that side body, and then coming over to the other side again, and just moving with the breath here, side to side. Gently, you don't want to get dizzy. I know if I move my head too quickly, I start to feel a little bit dizzy, and we don't want to feel that in the yoga practice. So just reaching side to side, stretching, warming things up from that grounded central space, and then coming back to center, stretching up through the spine again, dropping the chin to the chest, and then just circling the neck side to side, but holding onto the outside of the knees to anchor you, so that really the only thing that's moving is your head and your neck, side to side. There we go. And then coming back to center, chin to chest, hands interlaced behind your head, pulling your head forward, but keeping the spine nice and straight, keeping the seat grounded down, but pulling on the back of the neck, pulling forward and down, allowing the weight of your arms and your hands to pull into the back of the neck. There we go. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Release this time, reaching the arms forward and up, circling them round, waking things up, reaching them forward, bringing the gaze up as we reach the arms up, and then circle round and down one more time. Nice deep breaths, big movements with the arms, reaching them forward and up. And then exhale, circle round and down. Lovely. Shake everything out. Shake the legs and the feet out. Circle the ankles a bit if one of them's a bit like tight from sitting like that, and coming to a nice tabletop here. Finding your tabletop and just starting to move the body here in your tabletop. Moving from side to side. I think that's better. There we go. Swaying the hips from side to side. And breathing as you move, keeping the breath going. Inhaling and exhaling, waking up the body, the breath, the spine. And then moving the knees out a little bit, arching through that lower spine. Bring the seat all the way back to the heels. And as we touch down, we scoop the pelvis forward, drop the head down, come all the way forward, and then allow the hips to sink down as you come into a soft upward facing dog, looking up, breathing in, and then dropping chin to chest, rounding all the way back again. Bringing the seat back to the heels and then scooping everything forward. So going through these nice wave-like motions, dropping the hips down, breathing, looking up, and then coming all the way back again. Moving back and forwards like a rolling wave, in and out, up and down, waking things up in a gentle but mindful way. Scooping the pelvis forward, coming all the way forward, this time coming into your upward facing dog, and come down to the elbows, come into a nice low cobra here. Look over one shoulder, look over the other shoulder, look over the first shoulder again, and the other shoulder. And coming back to straight arms, just see how you feel here in your upward facing dog. How does your lower back feel? Is it slightly more open, or are you waiting, seeing how things go during the practice? Breathing here, inhale, looking up. Exhale, come all the way back into a child's pose. Knees nice and wide, reaching the arms forward, resting the forehead down, and then walking the hands over to the right side. Resting the forehead down, feeling a lovely stretch through the left side. Staying here for a moment, and then walking them over to the other side. And staying here for a moment, breathing here. Coming back up into your tabletop, tucking the toes under. Lifting the knees up, and just moving back and forwards here. Warming up the feet, opening out the soles of the feet, the toes. You can keep the knees down if it's too much, it can be too much. Keep the knees down if you need to, otherwise just try lifting them up and off. And then release, tapping out the toes. And then tucking them under again, finding your way into downward facing dog. Pedal the legs here with your downward facing dog. Moving from one side to the other. Feeling that lovely stretch through the hamstrings. Feeling things begin to warm up. Blood moving around the body. Activating the oxygen. Starting to feel the connection from your fingertips all the way through the body to your toes. Feeling that grounding sensation of the earth beneath you, supporting you and holding you. Keep moving the hips from side to side. Nodding the head, yes, gently. Turning it from side to side, saying no. And then pressing into that left foot, lifting the right foot up, circling it, lifting that right leg all the way up, stretching it all the way up, and then bending at the knee, opening out at the hip, feeling that, opening out at the hip, starting nice big circles from the hip, one direction, and the other direction, lovely big circles. one way and the other way. And then squaring the hip, stepping that right foot through, bringing the back knee down, bending the front knee, and just sinking into a nice low lunge here. Keeping the hands down either side of the foot, or you can bring them to the inside in a nice high lizard, just moving the hips from side to side here. Nothing too static, gentle movements. And then lifting up, bringing the hands to hips and just pulsing it out a few times here. Just moving up and down, stretching through the lunge, keeping that breath going. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Inhaling and exhaling, sinking into the lunge, reaching the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers, squeezing the shoulders together and pulling everything back, opening up through the chest. Drop the head back, breathe here, inhale. And exhale, releasing the hands either side of the front foot, lengthening that front leg, flex through that right foot and fold forward here. You don't have to be all the way down. It can take a lot of time to warm up the hamstrings. It takes me a long time. Folding forward here, squaring the hips, straightening that right leg. As much as you can, there can be a micro bend in the knee if need be. Just folding here, breathing in, breathing out. Bending into that right knee, tuck the back toes under, step that right foot back into a downward dog, just pedaling it out a couple of times. And then lifting up the left leg, all the way up. Lifting it up, then bend at the knee, open out at the hip. Really open out, and then start to circle when you're ready. Nice big circles. Going in one direction and the other direction. And then when you're ready, squaring the hips, stepping that left foot through, bringing the back knee down. And just staying here, folding forward. Left hand can come to the inside of the left foot if that creates more space. Just allowing the head to rest down and just moving the hips from side to side. Gently moving from side to side. And then coming up, hands to hips, and just pulsing it out here. Just moving up and down. Pulsing up and down. Breathing as you go. Starting to really lift up the chest. Reach the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders together. Pull everything back, allow the head to drop back a bit, sink a little bit lower, breathe here. And then release. Bringing the hands either side of the left foot. Start to sit the hips back, lengthen that left leg, flex that left foot and fold forward here. Breathing here, folding forward. Breathing and folding. Micro bending the knee if you need to, noticing if one side's a little bit tighter than the other. Noticing without judgment, just observing your body, knowing where you are with your body, getting to know your body, remembering your body, breathing here, remembering the signals and lessons that your body's always teaching you and always supporting you. Breathing here, and then bending into your left knee, tuck the back toes under, step that left foot back, and tiptoe the feet about halfway up the mat. Micro bend the knees, step the feet hip distance apart, grasp opposite elbows and just sway gently here from side to side. You can bend and straighten the legs as you go. That helps me to continue to lengthen and stretch out my hamstrings. And then bend the left knee, straighten the right leg, press the left hand down into the mat and open out to the right side, gazing up at the ceiling. Both knees can be bent if you need to, but if you can kind of begin to straighten that right leg, bend that left knee, reach up, gaze up, breathe in. And release, bend that right knee, straighten that left leg, reach that left arm up, gazing up, opening out, breathing here. And then release. Allow the arms to just hang down, head hangs heavy down. Really make sure that you've released everything, all the weight out of the neck, just for another few moments. Breathe here. And then start to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae very slowly, all the way up to standing, shoulders, then head comes up last. Circle the shoulders back a few times. Start to step towards the top of the mat, circle the shoulders back, find a comfortable standing Tadasana. Feet don't have to be completely together, they can be hip distance apart or just wherever is comfortable for you, wherever you naturally need to step to create this strong balance, this strong grounding place from where you have a firm base from which to grow. So your feet are nice and pressed in, making sure that your toes, maybe lift the toes up, glance down, open the toes out, spread them, and then press them back down into the mat. Appreciating just how amazing your feet are. Imagine that those feet are holding up your whole body and walking around all day. So standing here just for a moment, bringing the hands to a prayer, front of the heart center, setting an intention for your practice today. Breathing in and breathing out. One more nice deep inhale here. And exhale, arms by your side. We're going to move through a nice, slow Surya Namaskar 8. On the next inhale, reach the arms up in front of you. Breathing in, gazing up at the hands. And then exhale, folding forward, bringing the hands down, touching down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, stepping it back, lower down, all the way down to the belly. Inhale, coming to an upward facing dog. And exhale, press back to a downward facing dog. Staying here for 5 deep breaths. Making any of the micro adjustments you need to make, any of the movements you need to make, or finding stillness here. Whole palm is pressing down into the mat. Imagine that you're gripping something. So pressing fingertips down, you'll notice that the heel of your hand and your fingertips are pressing in. Whole foot is pressing down into the mat. Heels are hovering or they're all the way down. Pressing the belly and the chest towards the thighs, closing the space there a little bit. Maybe the knees will start to bend, and if the knees start to bend, then you can start to pedal out the legs. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling, remembering to draw the shoulders up and away from the neck and the ears. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. One more inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step the feet forward to meet the hands. And exhale, fold forward. And the inhale, pressing the palms together, reaching the arms up overhead. And exhale, arms by your side. Coming back to that Tadasana, that point from which every movement comes. So this is a great base for you. And from here, from this grounded, strong place, you can move about your day. Breathing in, pressing the palms together, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, step back. Lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale to upward facing dog. Staying here for a few moments. Seeing how your lower back feels here. Noticing the tight spaces. From the tight spaces, feeling the slight release. Breathing here. Allowing the shoulders to drop down, not bunched up around the ears. And exhale, pushing back into a downward facing dog. Breathing here in your downward facing dog. Another 5 breaths here. Making the movements that you need to make, if you need to make them, or just finding that still place. Making sure your feet are hip distance apart. Hands aware. pressing them into the mat, creating this lovely strong base for yourself, making the movements you need to make, maybe looking up under one armpit and then switching to the other side, making sure that the neck is not holding the head in any space. The head can just hang down. Breathing here, stretching your hamstrings through your psoas and your glutes. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in, breathing out, bending the knees. Inhale, stepping the feet forward to meet the hands. Staying here forward, bringing your two peace fingers and hooking them around your big toes. Lengthen the spine here, lengthen the neck, and then exhale, fold forward, pulling on your big toes. Legs can be straight or knees can be bent a little bit, whatever's comfortable for you, whatever your body needs in your practice today. But just gently pulling forward on those toes, breathing here. And then on the next inhale, lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck, looking forward, and then sliding your hands underneath your feet. Toes are in the wrist creases, whole hand is underneath the foot. That's available to you. And then pulling forward, using that bind and that grip to help you fold a little bit further forward here. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing the hands, bringing the hands to the hips. And then on the next inhale, rising all the way up, bringing the hands above your head, pressing the hands together into a prayer, and then coming over to the right side. Gazing up at the elbow crease, hands are in a prayer, reaching the hands up and over, and reaching over to the right side. Left hip almost bows out to the left side as the body is reaching over, the arms are reaching over to the right side, and then switch sides. Coming over to the other side. Arms are reaching over to the left side. Hands are pressing into a prayer. Right hip is reaching over to the right side. Gaze is up, breathing in. Exhale, coming back to center. Hands to a prayer in front of the heart center, just to find that center, and then arms down by your side. Surya Namaskar. Inhale, bend the knees, press the palms, reach the arms up, gaze is up. Exhale, fold forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, step the legs back, lower down through Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, coming into a warrior one. Bend that right knee, reach the arms up overhead. Arms up, gazing up, bending the right knee. And then exhale, open out to a warrior two. Lovely, making sure that right knee is not collapsing inwards. Back leg is lovely and straight. Arms are reaching, shoulders are down. Gaze is over the right hand. Breathe here. And then drop that left arm down. Reach that right arm up. Reversing the warrior. Reaching up, but don't lose the bend in the knee. Keep that right knee bent. Reach that right arm up and back. And then exhale, bring that right elbow to the right knee. And reach that left arm up. That's it. So nice. Reaching it up. Opening out. Gaze is up. Then exhale that left hand down on the inside of the right foot. Lift the back heel up and just open out to the other side here. Gentle twist, gaze is up. Breathing here, gaze is up. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Step that right leg back. Lower down through Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Step that left foot forward, coming into warrior one on the left side. Reach the arms up. Reaching up, gaze is up, hips are forward. And then exhale, open out to warrior two. Lovely, opening out. And then dropping that right hand down, reaching that left arm up, reversing the warrior. Gaze is up. Bend that left knee a little bit more if you can. Reach that arm up, gaze is up. And then exhale, bring the left elbow to the left knee, reaching that right arm up. Gaze is up, opening things out, feeling the heat building, breathing here. And then dropping that right hand down on the inside, parallel to the left foot. Lift up that back heel and open out to the left side. Gaze is up here, lovely, beautiful. Breathing in, breathing out, reaching that left hand down, stepping that left foot back, lower down chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Just hold it here for a few breaths in your downward facing dog, moving the hips side to side if you need to, pedaling out the legs, and then walking the feet forward to meet the hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, sit low in your chair. Reach the arms up, finding our way into a nice twist here. So reach the arms up and then twist to the right side, hooking the elbow to the outside of the thigh, making sure toes and heels are touching. Knees are level, pressing the hands into a prayer, looking up to the right side, keeping the hands here or opening the arms out nice and wide. Gaze is up, breathing here, and release. Keeping the knees bent, reaching up through center and twisting around to the other side. Using that twist to open out the chest, so the chest and the prayer are level. Gaze is up, keeping the hands here or opening out the arms nice and wide. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling, release, bringing the arms up, keeping the knees bent. Exhale, straighten the legs. Shake out the hands, shake out the feet. And we'll find our way into a nice tree from here. So left hand to left hip, pressing down through the left foot. Bring the gaze forward and up, finding something to look at that it's not moving. Your focus, your drishti, and start to draw the right knee up and in front of the chest, gripping around the knee. Breathing here, opening out to the side. And then bringing the sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh or in front of the thigh. Wherever is best for you, bringing the hands into a prayer. Gazes forward, staying here or reaching the arms up and open. But really trying to focus on that one unmoving point, that drishti. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. Now bringing that right foot to the top of the left thigh, just above the knee, and sitting the seat back. You can bring hands to hips, gazes down, finding another non-moving point. Gaze can be down, hands can be on hips, or in front of the right shin. Come finding your way into a balance if you want to, or just staying here, sitting the seat back, finding that deep stretch there, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling, releasing that right foot down, inhaling the arms up, open, above the head, and exhale down by your side. Just finding your Tadasana for a moment, finding your grounding point, grounding down through the right foot, right hand to right hip, drawing that left leg up in front of you, holding onto that left knee, finding the balance here, opening out the knee to the left side, and then bringing the sole of the foot to the inside of the right thigh. Finding your drishti, your focus, hands into a prayer in front of the heart center, keeping the hands here or reaching them up. Focusing on that one point and your breath, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Moving that left foot to the top of the right thigh, just above the knee, and begin to sit back through the seat. Looking down, hands to hips, or hands in front of the left shin into a prayer, and just sitting back, finding that balance, finding the breath, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling, releasing that left foot down, reaching the arms up overhead and down by your side, Tadasana. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward here. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, step back, lower down, going through a vinyasa. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Inhaling the right leg up high behind you. Bending the knee, sweeping it through, coming through for a pigeon. Bringing that right knee down. Right knee close to right wrist. Toes close to left wrist. And before folding, really finding where your hips need to be, where your shin is, finding what works for your body. Sometimes it's nice to have the shin parallel to the top of the mat. For me today, I need my shin a little bit more tucked in. So taking a lovely deep breath here before folding. And then folding forward here. Bringing the forehead all the way down. Walking the hands forward. Or forehead can be resting on the hand, creating a nice little pillow. And just sinking into this. Breathing here. Sinking into this release of the hip. Opening of the hip and the muscles. Not limiting yourself to what your thoughts are of yourself, what your thoughts, past tense, were limiting beliefs. Opening up to what you think, what's present, what's happening, what's moving forward. Opening up the body, the thoughts, the muscles, everything is linked. Start to lift up, walk the hands back, bringing the back leg all the way around for a nice seated spinal twist. Left foot just outside of right knee. Left hand behind you, right arm reaches up. Twisting around on the exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Keeping that going. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, twisting, looking over the left shoulder. Looking back over the left shoulder. And then release, de-twist. Stepping back, jumping back. Making your way back into a downward facing dog. Lifting that left leg up high behind you. Bending at the knee. And coming forward for a pigeon on the left side. Making your adjustments, finding your seat, finding your base before folding forward. Lengthening the spine here, opening up the chest, taking a lovely deep breath here. And then folding forward. Hands in the little pillow or forehead down onto the floor. Feeling that support of the ground beneath you, holding you, supporting you, always there. Connection to nature is always there. We sometimes think, oh, I need to connect to nature, I need to get out into nature, of course, but we are always connected to nature. Breathing here. Start to walk the hands back, bringing the right leg all the way around for your seated spinal twist. Right hand falls behind you, left arm reaching up, and then exhale, twist. So inhale, lengthen, Exhale, twist. Breathing, holding the breath in any place. Looking back. And then releasing, de-twisting. Finding your way back into a downward facing dog. The last one. Stretch out those hamstrings, push the seat back, breathe here. And then step the feet through, coming into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, holding onto the ankles, creating a nice big diamond shape here, or heels come closer to the pelvis, wrapping the hands around the feet, sitting nice and tall here, nice and tall. And then your variation, yogi's choice, you can start to pivot from the pelvis, keeping the back nice and straight as you fold forward here, or you can round out. So the head drops down towards the feet. Or you can do a little bit of both, coming forward with a lovely straight spine. Keeping the gaze forward, looking way past your feet. And then you can start to round out, dropping the forehead towards the toes. Breathing here. Inhale and exhale. And then start to release. Coming up, stretching the legs forward, flexing the feet, reaching the arms forward, sitting here with a lovely straight spine, and then start to round out, keeping the arms reaching forward as though reaching for something and rounding all the way down, coming to lay down. Lovely. Coming into a bridge, bending the knees, heels, just grazing the back of the heels with your fingertips, and start to push the hips up. You can create a shelf with your hands, pushing the hips up, staying here for a few moments. Breathing here. You can stay up in your bridge or come down, readjust, and come back up. We're going to do 2 of those, so either one long one or 2 shorter ones. And start to lowering the hips down. Drawing the knees into the chest, giving yourself a hug as you move your hips side to side, one side, and then the other. And then holding onto the knees as you start to rock up and down. Coming into Paschimottanasana. Legs stretched out in front of you. Reach the arms up overhead. Breathe in. And then exhale, fold forward. Grasping around the ankles, the shins, the big toes. And just feeling that. Noticing if your hamstrings are looser now or just more open and stretched and warm. Folding forward. Breathing here. And then start to release. Going to lay down and lifting up the legs or coming into a shoulder stand. Legs can lift up. So nice for things to be upside down for a little bit. Not metaphorically upside down, but just for our bodies. Things to move in a bit of a different direction. Especially after a long day or traveling or anything. So good to have your legs up. You can lean them against the wall or just float them in the air. Or find your way into a shoulder stand. And then from your shoulder stand, you can allow the legs to fold over the head to your plow pose. Breathing here even if the breath is a bit more constricted here. Breathing in, breathing out. And slowly start to find your way out, rolling slowly through the spine, coming all the way down. Do a last little twist here. You can hold the knees or the outside edges of the feet in a happy baby, moving the hips from side to side, staying here in your happy baby or crossing one leg over the other for a nice lower spinal twist. Legs dropping to one side, head looking over the other, into the other direction. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. Moving your body, mindful movement and breath. Such a treat for your body and so essential at the same time. And switching to the other side. So important, but it feels so good at the same time. Looking in the opposite direction. Legs drop down. Breathing here. And coming back to the center. Finding your way into Shavasana. Feet fall open, palms facing the ceiling. Maybe moving your head from one side to the other, and then finding that still point, breathing in, letting it out with a big sigh, and then allowing the breath to just become a little bit more shallow here. Regulated breathing, not really thinking about it, just allowing it to flow through your body. Finding quiet space and in your practice, coming back to where you are if you feel your mind wandering, or coming back to your intention. Breathing here. Noticing sounds and sensations around you. Allowing thoughts in, but allowing them out. Starting to come back to the space, moving your fingers and your toes, deepening your breath, reaching your arms up over your head, stretching a full body stretch all the way from fingertips to toes, reaching up and reaching down, and then breathing in and releasing with a big sigh. Drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug and a squeeze, and dropping over to one side. Staying here for a moment, and then finding your way to a comfortable seated position. Keeping the eyes closed or eyelids lowered. Together we'll close the practice, singing Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, And may my thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that freedom and happiness of all. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing your hands to a prayer in front of your heart center, bowing your head to your hands, and knowing and trusting that the true teacher lies inside of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing today. It's really nice to practice live, even though we're not in the same room, we're in the same space. Rachel, you're teaching next Monday?
Yep.
Yay! So excited, and then Catherine, and then we'll see how things go from